Thank you for agreeing to sit down with us today for this interview. You could start off by just letting us know your name and your major here at SMU.
Okay, so my name is Melissa. I am studying engineering management here at SMU with a minor in psychology, and I'm also going into my junior year here at SMU.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. So growing up, when did you begin to show an interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? Can you recall and describe an event or experience that stimulated your curiosity about things STEM?
Yeah, so growing up, I was not really interested in STEM. My eyes were always set on law school because my parents and my family always told me, oh, you're going to be a lawyer and you're going to help us out. So that's what I thought I was going to do. So elementary school, middle school, I did not get myself involved in anything STEM besides your typical math and science classes. In high school, I joined mock trial and LULAC and other organizations that would help me towards the path of law. But it wasn't until my freshman, sophomore year of high school when some of my friends had met friends from other high schools who had a robotics club, and it was something that they wanted to do at our school, so they needed more people to join. So since I was their friend, they kind of forced me to come join. We need more people to be in the robotics club. So I was kind of forced to join the robotics club, and at first my role was just the creative role. So I was the photographer and the journal maker because that was part of the competition as well. But as the robotics competitions got closer, they would always make me help them build the robot and stuff. So when I was in the middle of all the action, I guess, I started getting a little bit more curious about what was going on, and I would ask questions about why are we building it this way, or why can't we do it this way, or why are we doing it like this? And that's kind of what got me a little bit more interested in STEM. But I didn't make the commitment to STEM during high school because I still thought law was the way to go because I loved being in mock trial and things like that. So even graduating from high school, I came to SMU thinking that I was going to do political science and human rights to later go into law school.
Okay, that's wonderful though. It's a great experience to get you involved though. So I know you mentioned about not making it that commitment prior to coming here, but when did you make the commitment to pursue engineering or another STEM field as a college major? Describe your decision-making process.
Yeah, so my first semester here at SMU, I enrolled in some political science classes, and after sitting in them for the first semester, I realized, oh no, I don't like this. And I liked the topic and everything, but just something didn't feel right. So I started talking to some of my friends. My roommate was an engineering major as well. And I realized that was kind of what was missing, that, I guess, engineering mindset, the problem solving and stuff. So I decided that the next semester I would try some engineering classes out in the management science class. And so I tried it out and I realized I did really like it and that's what I was missing. So after, my second semester here at SMU, I made the switch and here I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so as an engineering major, could you describe some struggles you encountered and how you successfully overcame them? Perhaps on an assignment, project, job, or maybe even just a course in general?
Yeah, so to be an engineering major, it requires a lot of teamwork and cooperation. And I consider myself an introvert, so that's always a little hard for me, working with teams, people I don't know. So that's been a little bit of a struggle for me, kind of figuring out how to communicate with my team in a way that my ideas are still heard. So, but with all the projects and stuff that we've been working on, that's something that I have been able to get better at.
Okay, wonderful. So in your experience, thinking back to high school and your freshman year here at Lyle, why did some of your classmates opt out of STEM or engineering program of study? That is, stop taking science, mathematics, or engineering courses. What makes a good engineer, or what makes engineering a good fit for you? I apologize, it's kind of a loaded question.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to say why in my freshman year people switched out because as I was making my switch to engineering, people who were probably switching out of engineering were making it at the same time. So I didn't cross paths with them. But in high school, I know that a lot of my friends and classmates didn't go into engineering because it was something that we weren't really exposed to. Besides, the robotics team that came in pretty late, that was established pretty late in my high school. When I was in my junior year, it's when it became official. And not everyone joined and not everyone got that experience. So really, the only STEM experience that people had were in the typical science and math classes, which is not really a way to really learn about what engineering actually is. So I feel like that's what really drives people away from engineering, because they just take those math and science classes and realize that they don't like that, so maybe they're not going to like engineering. So.
Okay. And then just what advice would you give a person enrolling in the Lyle School of Engineering?
I would say to keep an open mind, because you may think that a certain type of engineering is for you, but you may realize as you're learning other topics in your classes that maybe you like other engineering as well. So that's what my advice would be.
Great, Brett. Well, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today.
Thank you.